Hey guys, I've got the second battle with this team here. Let's just go straight in. Okay, Lucario is supposedly my strongest lead. As you'll see later, it becomes a very sufficient lead, and this battle does great work too. Close combat, easily going to take out the Ursa Ring. That's 1 kill for free. Still have my Focus Sash intact, which is absolutely perfect. So close combat again on the Milotic isn't going to be doing a great amount, knowing that it's a reasonably defensive Milotic. Doesn't really matter. He goes for the Attract, which I was really irritated about since all my guys are male, even including a legendary Latios, Latios. But anyway, Empoleon comes in, he's going to go for the Confuse Ray. So now I'm seeing that he's an Attract Confuse Ray. It doesn't really fuss me too much because I know my Milotic can't hit my Empoleon with anything. If it carries Toxic, it's not going to be doing too much. If it carries a Water move, it's not going to be doing too much. Ice move's not going to be doing too much. So basically, I'm fine. He's just going to stall, maybe get a bit of leftovers. He's not going to be doing much. He has the flinching 2 with Waterfall, but since my Milotic's physical attack isn't great at all, it's not going to really matter. But he gets the flinch, he gets the attract, he gets confused rate. I'm just getting irritated, so I'm going to switch out, go straight into my Scyther. And this Scyther is an Evil Light Scyther and does phenomenal work in this battle. Go for the substitute, knowing that he can't really do much to it, but the attract goes through substitute, which is reasonably weird, but it doesn't really matter. I know his Waterfall isn't going to break it. I know that he can't confuse right now, so all he has is an attract, and as soon as he switches out, it's not going to make a difference. And I know that as soon as he switches out, his Toxic resets, so he's going to want to switch out before it starts piling up. So, as most sub-stallers do, that's exactly what I'm going to do. This was inspired by the traditional 4th gen Zapdos set, but I think Cypher does it just as well. It might be a bit more weak to the Stealth Rock, but it doesn't particularly matter since Cypher can take those plus that resist fighting by ×4, so it's a very good counter, and it can hit it with those stab aerial aces with Technician. It's reasonable power even with no attack investment. As you can see, I took this Dragonite with relative ease. I did have a substitute out and I did predict Toxic, but a Dragonite overused against the pre-evolution, even though it is Scyther, it didn't even do anything to me, just broke a substitute. But anywho, the Magnezone comes in. I didn't want to predict too early, and here he goes for the Trick Room. So I'm thinking Trick Room is Magius, he's going to be relatively slow. I can handle it, just need to stall out a couple of Trick Room turns. Going to go for the Toxic so he can't continuously substitute, can't continuously Calm Mind, Nasty Plot, whatever he wants to do. You can't do it for too long since that Toxic will eventually rack up. This Empoleon set is relatively standard. Ice Beam, Scald, Toxic, and Stealth Rock. Nothing special, just the standard Empoleon, to be honest. I first had this as a Blastoise, but Blastoise can't learn Stealth Rock, which is unfortunate, and you always need a Stealth Rocker just in case, so that's why I chose Empoleon. It does the same job, and with Life Orb, with Toxic, I haven't even done anything apart from maybe a bit of a Scald, and it's already on half health. And here I outspeed, so maybe it's Miss Magius just carrying Trick Room for other guys. I don't particularly know. It doesn't matter, I just take him out. I had the Focus Sash intact anyway. Close Combat is the strongest move I can do. Crunch isn't going to do much. Close Combat, even with Resistance, is 90 base power rather than Extreme Speed, which is 80 base power, so it was the best move I could go for. My Focus Sash, as I said before, still intact. He hasn't got Stealth Rock up or anything. Gets critical hit. Pointless. I'm going to go for the Extreme Speed here, knowing that it goes above the priority of Sucker Punch, and it prevents Sucker Punch from even working. He didn't know this, so that's a great move. He goes for Sword Stance, probably predicting a switch. Maybe he thought Close Combat wasn't going to be doing too much anyway. But yeah, here's the moment where he sees that his Sucker Punch is failing, so I get another free kill. At least Lucario is doing a great job, basically. Toxicroak does switch out, but it's on such low health, all it can do is Sucker Punch, and I have plenty of guys to take that. Gonna switch out here, knowing the Close Combat isn't going to be doing any damage, considering its first one didn't do anything, and the Marvel Scale is now active, so I'm just going to switch out, going to my Scyther, knowing it's pretty much the perfect counter. He's going to go for the Waterfall, just want to take my Lucario out, I presume, but again, the sub-roost stalling can begin. Okay, his Magnezone is a perfect counter, practically any Steel type is the perfect counter to this Scyther, since it doesn't carry any moves that can hit it. Obviously, Toxic can't hit it, Aerial Ace isn't going to be doing anything, but it's a pretty good thing. Nidoking can come in, gonna go for the Bulldoze, and here is where Nidoking's lack of speed, this is where the Scarf would have been very useful. I am relatively physically offensive, I'm plus attack nature, and the Bulldoze isn't doing too much due to Marvel Scale, but it's not big of a deal. He's only got 2 guys in Toxicroak left, basically. They're really low health, so 3 guys. That's 2 guys Toxicroak, what was I saying? He's got 3 guys left and not really on much hit points, so Draco Meteor is going to take out all of his guys. Just going to switch out, go back to my Nidoking, knowing it's practically a perfect count. He's going to go for Thunder Wave. That's not really useful. Here I thought he would switch out to Milotic. I just wanted to finish the game quickly, close combat both guys, but that's not what happens. Here I go to Zoroark. Stupidly, I should have just gone to Nidoking, go for the Bulldoze, but it's basically stalling for time. It doesn't really matter. I've got plenty of guys. I had 4 or 5 guys left, and Nidoking can sweep. Lucario could have swept. Latios could have swept. Zoroark could have swept, so it doesn't really matter. It's irrelevant what happens. As you can see, I've won this battle. So, Scyther does great work. Nidoking hasn't caught anyone off guard yet, but in later battles you see it definitely will. Zoroark hasn't caught anyone off guard, but again, later battles you will definitely see that. Latios, you have seen it's got great power. Last battle was modded. I changed that to timid for this battle, just because as soon as I realized it was the bad option, I changed it basically. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the battle. Please comment, rate, subscribe, and I will see you in the near future.